Raise your eyes for the Pledge of Allegiance. This meeting will come to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call the roll.
Benjamin? Here. Veronic? Here. Baylor?
Here.
Kasdorf?
Here.
Coleman?
Here.
Sardina?
Here.
Tarts?
Here.
Is there anyone desiring to be heard? None. Consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
A motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
On opposition, say nay. Motion passes. Communications?
We just have the Hawes annual report that they provided the administration and the department reports.
Thank you. Committee reports, building board.
Building board met this evening at 5:40 p.m. and approved occupancy for Cream City Boxing located at 4560-68 North 127th Street. End of report.
Thank you. Report of the administrator.
We are busy as always. We are continuing with tax collection. Taxes are due at the end of January. If you have not paid your utility bill, that was due on the 31st of December. So that needs to get paid. We have completed our One Big Beautiful Bill Act calculations for our eligible employees. So that is going to be provided with to them so they can file it with their W-2s. The fire department transition has been completed. Brookfield is now providing us all of our fire and EMS services. We are continuing to go through the items that are in the department, organizing them, sorting them, going through and kind of taking stock of everything. We did have a stormwater permit meeting today with the state DNR. The next permit term is from 2026 to 2031. So we were going through all the items that we would need to do for their permit. We have contacted Representative Scott Fitzgerald's office to help us with FEMA as they have not responded to us in over a week with our inquiry about the items listed in the termination agreement with the fire department. So Representative Fitzgerald's office is now working on our behalf to get FEMA to the table and working with the congressional liaison. And we will have a primary for school board for those in the Hamilton School District. The Menominee Falls School District, I am not sure if we are going to have a primary. They did not send me an email as of 5 p.m. today, but there may be one. They'll just have to look out for communications from the village on that. But there will be a primary for school board in February. So if you are interested in voting on that race absentee, you can go ahead and go to My Vote Wisconsin and file for your absentee ballot. End of report.
Thank you. New business item A, discussion and possible action on approval of a Class B reserve liquor license to the Butler Stop doing business as the Derby District, Perry Wilk agent.
So I will invite Mr. Wilk to come to the podium. He and I have discussed the permit over the past month and a half to 2 months. His occupancy was approved. It's still under the same ownership with the Butler Stop LLC, but he is now going to be the agent for the bar and grill and going to be the kind of the point person on all alcohol related matters and going to be the general manager for the establishment going forward. So Perry, if you kind of wanted to go over the business plan and anything that you would like to say to the board in preparation for this permit being possibly approved.
Gentlemen and lady, thanks for seeing us again. Obviously, you all have the digital copy of the business plan we have going forward. I have held a bartender or liquor license in 4 different jurisdictions. Never had a personal tavern report. Always happy to work with law enforcement on any sort of issues, whether it's related to the business or not. Camera footage, et cetera, et cetera. I've always run clean businesses in anything I've been involved with, and I don't plan on stopping here in the village of Butler. So I'm just really excited to be a part of the community and going forward and doing business and being a positive member of this community.
Ben, is this the last step in their process or what's next?
Yes, this is the last step. They have their occupancy permit approved. They did have the fire and building inspector go through with that, go through their establishment and have gotten approval for that. So just once this gets issued, we will need to collect the $30,000 and then transmit that to I believe the village of Pewaukee. I have to double check. There's a city in the village, but Pewaukee, and then they will then release that license to us. We will not then own that license. And if and when that Class B reserve license were to become available again, we would then be able to give it out to another applicant.
For clarification, Ben, you said that the fire inspection, is that been done by Brookfield or, because I know Butler had gone through a couple times and there's been back and forth about that, but is that now with Brookfield?
I believe that the Butler was the one that did the fire inspection. Brookfield did not do that as they took over the inspections as of January 1.
When was the fire inspection done?
I would have to check, but I believe it was done. I want to say it was probably done because their occupancy was approved in December. However, they had some concerns with the fire department prior to their actual application. So I know that Pete went over their prior to their official application of their occupancy permit and reviewed the whole building. If you would like, we can have Brookfield go through that building again. I don't think that they would be opposed to it, just to make sure.
I would I think it would be a good idea for us so that they don't run into something a little bit later with, Brookfield now taking over and making,
Something we can correct now.
correct, right? So, I mean, it's not, I think it's just another one more inspection.
Understood.
Yeah,
I think
I think that would be good because there has been some time that's elapsed. I don't think that you've really moved anything in there, done anything significant in there. So I think that it would be, before they really get started, it would be good to know just before, if they start up and then all of a sudden there's an issue. Because different inspectors are probably going to be looking at different things.
Right, that's kind of where I'm at, and I don't think it'll be a big issue, but I'd rather have it done now before they move forward, and then I'd hate to see it stopped while they're, gaining traction.
Would that be just a condition or put it out 2 weeks?
No, I think that can be a condition.
Pending the approval of the fire department inspection.
Yeah, once they get sign off on it, then I wouldn't give them the actual permit that they would need to then go to the wholesalers.
And that
Until I get
inspection
that report.
doesn't include the boarding house, right?
No, they would inspect
time.
likely the entire building,
Okay.
but yeah, there's nothing upstairs, nothing going on there.
Okay, so the only, Jay is still the owner, correct?
Correct.
Okay, yep, I know. So I know in the past, the village has had communication problems with the gas station. And I guess what type of assurance, it seems like the gas station only complies once we really beg you or Jay to do something. And I guess what type of assurances do we have that that would not be the case again?
So I can't speak for the gas station. Jay owns the gas station. He owns the property that I'm involved with. All I can say is that I've been communicating with Ben, and going forward, I don't plan on stopping communicating. So I can't speak for the gas station. It's different entities. I don't have anything to do with the gas station. I'm just involved with the bar. So I can just continue on, with the relationship and rapport that Ben and I have built over the last couple months, and just continue to do so.
Do you still answer to Jay? In
So,
essence?
yeah, so
So,
we've just spoken extensively about this. He owns the property. I'm the general manager, and I will be in control, more or less. The CEO, I control the day-to-day operations, but if he really doesn't like something, he can say, hey, we need to sit down. I don't care for this, or I don't care for that. But as far as day-to-day decision-making, that will fall in my lap.
okay,
And any communication, fire, police, building, anything village related, obviously communication goes through me. And once again, I've built a pretty good rapport with Ben here. We get along pretty well. We communicate well. So once again, I don't plan on that stopping.
to the administration, is everything okay, current at the gas station?
Yes.
Everything's compliant?
Yeah, I mean, there's just, the basic kind of hard to manage stuff where, there's a bus stop right there. So intermittently there's some trash issues and whatever that we reach out to them, and then it gets cleaned up, and then it kind of falls into that cycle again, but it's mainly just because they have the bus stop there, and sometimes I just need to remind them. But they've been very good with their weeds and stuff this year, so I didn't have to send them any type of reminders for that. I don't have any knowledge of any type of outstanding police issues. I think that they complied with some of the fire issues they had. There was a fire alarm that had an issue that they, I believe, took care of. So as far as I know, they are all good to go on the gas station side.
So do we have any, I know your communication has been good. Do we have any, I guess, guarantees or anything we can do if this is approved to just get compliance a little faster when needed?
What I guess the one thing that we could do is have them add a section in the business plan that deals with any type of property maintenance or village code related items, because that business plan is in the state statute and in our village ordinance, that if that business plan is not being followed, that is grounds for a suspension or revocation of the license.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
And I would also just like to add just another thing as a condition. I believe as of today, we have not gotten the first installment of the property taxes. So I just want to make sure that we get at least the first installment by the end of January. I don't want it to be where we give them the license and then all of a sudden they miss the tax payment, and then we have to pull that back right away.
Yeah, they still have another 25 days.
Correct. I just wanted to make that a condition just to make sure it gets done.
Do you have any questions, or, I mean, did what we discussed, that would work for you? Add that to the business plan?
It's two-way street, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can't argue with you, yeah.
That would make me feel more comfortable, just, I think, because we have a little bit of a history, and I know
understand, yeah, completely.
we,
And
we've had
I'm
problems
here
with,
to
yeah,
kind of correct the
yeah.
shortcomings that the bar's had in the past and get us on track so we can, like I said, open up and be a solid member.
And that's just it, is there has been problems there in the past, so we're doing what we can to prevent that.
And I'm here to help as much as I can
Okay.
with that.
So would it be appropriate to table till the business plan can be updated to include those?
I think we just make
I think we
it,
can amend it, no?
just make it a condition.
Yeah, make it a condition, because then again, I mean, if you believe that I will follow through on it, I won't be able to give them that actual license until I have everything that is conditioned.
So the conditions would be a fire department inspection by the city of Brookfield and updating the business plan. And then pay the installment taxes by January 31st. Does the board have any other questions?
Do you have a target date of when you're gonna open for business?
As soon as we get the go ahead from you guys, it's
The inside's done and ready?
for the most part, it's
Okay.
it's not like a full rental, but definitely sprucing it up.
Okay.
So I mean, we don't have to gut any bathrooms or anything like that. So it's
Just
it'll be, I would hope to say 60 days. I would shoot for that.
Okay.
I'll just,
Yeah,
That's the question.
ASAP.
Yep.
I see in the audience, both the police and fire chiefs are here. I'll just ask them quickly, any problems with the conditions we're presenting? None noted. Okay. Trustee Tarks, any questions? Okay, she said no. Okay, is there a motion? I'll make a motion to approve the Class B reserve liquor license with the conditions of an updated business plan regarding maintenance, fire inspection to be completed by the city of Brookfield, and pay the first installment tax at a minimum by January 31st.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in opposition, say nay. Motion passes. Okay, Ben, you're all set. Ben will be in touch with you then.
Yeah, I'll email you tomorrow.
Yeah, email,
Perfect.
gentlemen.
Thank you.
ladies,
Thank you, Barry.
very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. Okay.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Item B, new business, discussion and possible action on ordinance 2603, an ordinance to amend sections 14-89B, 14-162B, 50-53C, 50 through 100, and 50 through 103A of the Butler Code of Ordinances to remove and replace the references to the State Department of Commerce with the State Department of Safety and Professional Services.
So just a clarification, it's 50-150-103, not through. I just wanted to put that on the record. And then this is just a housekeeping ordinance that I wanted to get passed because currently we reference the State Department of Commerce for following all of their administrative codes. However, the State Department of Commerce was defunct in 2011. And it's been replaced by the State Department of Safety and Professional Services. So I just wanted us to be referencing the correct department because I don't want there to be any type of confusion if we go in there and cite those ordinances when we're trying to enforce something.
With that, I'll make a motion to accept the ordinance 2603 as written.
Second.
A motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in opposition, say nay. Motion passes. Item C, discussion and possible action on an economic development cooperation agreement contract between Waukesha County Center for Growth, Inc. and the Village of Butler.
So at this time, I will invite Therese Thill to the podium. And I believe, remind me of your title.
Executive Director.
Executive Director. So I have invited her here to speak on behalf of the Waukesha County Center for Growth. We did take a 1-year break from them due to budget issues, but now they are back in the budget. So they have previously worked very closely with myself and the village with going to a lot of our bigger businesses and having meetings with them. So I'll hand that over to you to kind of discuss what you guys do and the history that you have with Butler.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ben. So the Waukesha County Center for Growth, the WCCG, we're an economic development entity for Waukesha County. We're a nonprofit 501c3 organization funded by our local communities. We do basic economic development services, including business attraction, getting companies to come into the area. Most of our work is around business retention, meeting with your largest employers and helping them to expand and to do other problem solvings with them. During one of these business retention visits, we might talk about resources that are already available in the community from the state, local, or federal governments to help companies become more efficient or to train their employees or to basically do any problem solving that might be needed. I consider myself Ben's economic development team. So year before last, when we were working together, I coordinated visits with some of your largest employers, including Cargill, who represents 25% of your water bill. So it's good to develop these relationships and have these in hand. And as I mentioned, I'm Ben's economic development arm. So business retention is a big part of our work. I also act as a liaison to other economic development entities, including, for example, M7, which does business attraction, to the state and their community development programs, including their grants, and to other entities that might be engaged in the area. We work very closely with FEMA and SBA to make sure all of our local companies were aware of the grant dollars available related to the past funding. Do you have any questions?
No, and a matter of fact, I still have your last pamphlet that you put together for us. So I actually keep that with me. I know we took a 1-year break just for budget cuts, but I know that was a good for our village back when
We're
2 years
glad to have
ago.
you back on board.
We have talked a bunch about redevelopment and trying to get businesses. So I think this comes at a really great time for us. The board has talked, a bunch about it earlier, in last year, and want to keep that fire kind of lit to move forward with some of that to get businesses in. So I'm excited that we'll have you back.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I spent today with the BioHealth Tech Hub group, and I'm really excited to be very engaged in that initiative. It's a $49 million grant from the feds to the state of Wisconsin to support biohealth tech in the area. And there's actually a couple of really large biohealth tech companies here in Butler. MSRP, who we visited last time that we were together, and a few smaller ones that supply up to GE Healthcare.
And then will your services are like existing, so you said you go to existing businesses. So I think that's also great because as you mentioned, the SBA has a lot of money that's available to businesses. And I think there's just so much of these businesses that don't even realize what's out there for them. The SBA has a lot of great programs.
Absolutely, yeah. What I tell companies is if you have a question regarding your growth or your efficiency or effectiveness, don't bother to do those Google searches. Give me a call first. I already know where all the goodies are hidden.
Teresa's been an absolutely wonderful resource. Even when we weren't a part of the the Wisconsin or the Waukesha County Center for Growth, she was still sending me emails, still updating me on certain things. So even when we weren't part of it, she was still trying to keep us in the loop, telling us about the grants, telling us about FEMA and the Small Business Administration. So I really did appreciate that, and that just kind of shows it's not about the money for them. It's about making sure that our businesses and our communities thrive. Her and I visited, I think, 3 to 4 businesses 2 years ago, and the connections that we made were very, very important because then I was able to then use those to do fundraising if there was an issue with a fire department thing or a utility bill. I had direct connections to the higher ups there that I was able to go to directly instead of having to call and work through the phone chain or send a letter. I was able to go directly to them. So I love working with you guys.
Thank you.
And then if approved, we'll just update the date under your name. You put 12/15 of 26. So we'll update it to today's date. Any other questions from the board? Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement between the Waukesha County Center for Growth and the Village of Butler.
I'll second that.
motion.
Ooh, I heard Tom. Mark and Tom. Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in opposition, say nay. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
New business item D, resolution 26-108, a resolution thanking the Butler Volunteer Fire Department, Inc. for 108 years of dedicated and valiant service to the Village of Butler.
So this resolution is just to recognize and thank the Village of Butler Fire Department for their 108 years of service to the village. There was a lot of people that they touched, a lot of lives that they saved, and we greatly appreciate all the work that they did, past, present. And this resolution just kind of details some of those accomplishments. So, and it wasn't a typo, it was 108 for the 108 years of service. I just wanted to make that clear. So with the passage, I had all of you sign this already. And then I will be presenting it to the fire chief when we get a nice little frame for it. So.
Good.
Is there a motion?
Move to approve resolution 2608.
I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in opposition, say nay. Motion passes. And thank you, Butler Fire Department. At this time, I would like to call for a closed session. The board may consider convening into closed session pursuant to section 19.851C, Wisconsin Stats, to consider the employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee of which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. The item of discussion is village administrator vacation time. Call the roll.
Well, do we have a motion to go into
Oh,
closed
I'm
session?
sorry.
I'll make a motion to go in.
I'll second that.
Mark and Tom. Motion has been made and seconded. Call the roll.
Benjamin?
Yes.
Veronica?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Kasdorf?
Yes.
Sardina?
Yes.
Tarks?
Yeah.
And Holdman, did I ask?
Yes,
Okay, sorry, I skipped over you.
nothing new for me.
6:24 closed. Oh,
All right.
so
We're gonna have to,
wait,
Mr. and Mrs. Plank.
do we know who they are?
Yes.